All right, Ford guys, we're in the got a sound in the background, but the Apex collection has got one of the most amazing groups of Mustangs we've seen in a long, long time. We're going to take a quick walkthrough with it. I know I'm not a Mustang expert, but I certainly appreciate the evolution of the cars and the technology, engines and things like that. So I'm going to walk and talk and hopefully not make a fool of myself, but I think you'll enjoy this stuff. We'll start with 67. This is a GT350 factory 4-speed, factory GT group, sold new in Sacramento. Again, in this car, of course, beautifully restored. It's got MCA Concourse Gold winner, front power disc brakes. I'm digging those mag wheel covers. Inside, of course, Ford was very, very proud of making sure that the Mustang was a pretty deluxe vehicle on the inside. And that makes this car especially cool. So, 1967 small block, factory A code 289 from 1967 over the block as F165 on Friday afternoon. We'll be back. We looked at a 67 code A 289. This one's a K code. This was the Hypo 271 version of the 289. This is in a 66 Mustang. And you can see, of course, with the GT packaging that put the inner headlights in there. And this one's a manual transmission. It's factory built. AACA Junior at Hershey. Has the owner's manual, owner car, window sticker. Yeah, nice deluxe interior in here. Very well done. Sports steering wheel. Back seat. Of course, that open area back here if you wanted to fold the back seat down. And very nice styling on the 66, of course. 67, as you can see in the background. It's got some changes to it. I think a lot of people really dig the 64 and 66 styling because of the Shelby heritage and some of the stuff like that. But another great car here at Mecum, Friday F166. And if you're into your Mustangs unrestored, check this one out. This one's from the Apex collection as well. With the original owner had it for 45 years. It's a numbers matching 351. It's unrestored. And this has a wide ratio 4-speed transmission in it, the factory shaker, 325 traction lock rear end, and a Ford owner card, manuals, and service receipts. So again, great paperwork on this original car. And you can see a little bit of the patina here, but that's okay. That's okay. They're only original once, and this one's original. So, a beautiful interior inside. You can see that factory 4-speed shifter. Of course, nice styling. Red stripe in the middle of the seat's pretty cool. Dash cluster. And again, as we know, the hobby is always looking now for cars that have not been molested. So many of these cars were street raced. And guys bought them and built them and ran them and raced them and wrecked them. And you find one that's still original. 351 shaker. Don't see too much of this 351 with the shaker on. So a very nice Mach 1. Very nice car going over the block as F194 on Friday. Now looking for Shelby in beast mode. Here's one with the Paxton supercharger on it. So if you thought that the supercharged era began back in the 2000s, you're wrong, my friend. Of course, Studebaker had them even before the Ford guys did. And of course, the Auburns from the 30s were supercharged as well. So anyway, this was a numbers matching 306 engine, Paxton supercharger, SAAC serial number verification, vehicle number 660957. It was a dealer demonstrated and fully documented with Shelby American paperwork. So very, very cool. Another beautiful car. Yeah, Shelby touches like that steering wheel. European sort of shifter there. AM radio. Competition seat belts inside. The rear window vents were open, so you keep an eye. The rear window slats weren't there, so keep an eye on what was going on. Of course, that GT350 emblem there over the gas cap. So again, want a little more than the standard Shelby fare? Paxton Supercharger is the way to go. We are digging. Part of the Apex collection. Going over the block is F195 on Friday. Maybe you like your Mustangs a little newer. This one's a Saline 281 Extreme. One of 10 built in this color and configuration with a supercharged 4.6 liter 550 horsepower engine. It's red fire paint with a dark charcoal leather upholstery inside. Only 153 of these S281s were built in 2006. And supercharged, Tremec 6-speed, letter from Saline. Had a $70,000 buy-in back in that time period, so pretty amazing vehicle. Another car from the Apex collection is F196. And you look at the previous Shelby iterations, you can see that things had become more upscale. There's no cage inside this car, so you'd better respect it. Of course, Saline did some wonderful work with the body fairings and things like that. Here's that window sticker at $75.60. Wow. Very, very nice car indeed. So we've seen the Survivor Mach 1 from 69. Here's a 65 that's been reworked. It's got a 6-speed and a fuel-injected 427 Roush motor inside it. Yeah, this one's pretty cool. You can see it's all tied together. So it's a safe car. We'll go back and look at that cage in a minute. Lots of high-end racing parts on it. We're probably set up for road racing. Chassis work is completely underneath it. You can see that blue cage inside. Of course, carbon fiber in the dash, updated gauges. It is radio delete in this condition. Carbon fiber deck lid, carbon fiber hood with air extractors. Again, it's a nice way they've tied the car together. You can see that's a piece of the roll cage right there. Make sure if you take a tumble, you'll be all right. And it's got vintage air in it, so who would have thought race cars would have air conditioning? Anyway, very cool car. Apex collection, F197. All right, we're still checking stuff out here. Here's a 2013 Boss 302S, never driven, number 36 of the 50 produced that year. It's got the 5.0 liter, 440 horsepower, 444 horsepower engine, a Tremec factory roll cage, suspension work, and sparkle fire suppression system already built into it. In totally stealth mode, you can see the body fairings here, hood air extractors on the hood, and that ghosted in Boss 302S lettering, and the black body, a single seat inside here. Stripped down, ready for racing. Toggles, factory roll cage. Steering wheel is tucked in here someplace, but again, G-Stream, high deck wing, taking a page from that Mopar deal, getting that wing way up out of that air to make that thing work. So very, very, very cool. Again, Ford Racing, stealthy black paint, Michelin race tires. This one's made to stick in the corners, guys, and it will do it. F199. All right, we are looking at another car from the Apex collection. This is a 2008 Shelby GT350 500 KR. There were 328 of these cars built. The MSRP on it was $79,995. Pretty big coin for 2008. It's got that great 40th anniversary emblem there with the snake. Of course, got that supercharged engine in the middle there. 18-inch wheels, original window sticker, manuals, brake cooling kit, 6-speed Tremec inside. This one's been driven 1,480 miles since new. Carried on the Shelby name. cars. Interior with a throw white ball shifter. Shelby center cap. GT500. And that Carroll Shelby name on the inside there. I don't know if I can zoom in on that or not. Yeah, pretty cool. So again, if you wanted one new, there's opportunity to buy a low mileage example. It's been well taken care of since new. And this is Friday F200. And we'll be back with some more Mustangs from the Apex collection here in a minute. All right, we'll continue looking at these Mustangs in the Apex collection in this segment. And what's really cool here is, again, we've got a great collection of history. And there's so many different years and so many different cars here. So again, as I mentioned earlier, I'm not a Ford expert, but I can appreciate the technology and the evolution. So let's take a look. All right, we'll start right here. GT500 KR. This is F192, and this car is from 2009. It's got delivery-only miles on it. This car has got 58 miles on it since new. Original window sticker MSRP was $82,000. One of only 278 done. Silver metallic with these Vista blue stripes. And very, very, very nice car. Again, supercharged 5.4 inside this one. Big Shelby nameplate. So great way to carry on the legacy of Mr. Shelby and his heritage. Check this out. Not legal for street operation. Not certified by the EPA or the Air Resources Board. So you're showing a 47,330 MSRP as built this way, but it's saying the list price on it was 82. So I don't think the dealer markup could have been that big. I don't know if that would have been the thing, but of course the Shelby heritage lives on right here. GT500 KR. We'll be back. Again, that scoop is unmistakable. F187 from the Apex collection, of course. It's a Shelby from 1966, GT350 fastback carryover. There were 252 carryover models produced. This is a SAAC verified, serial number verified, factory year with Krager wheels, documented with Shelby registry, total rotisserie restoration. So there's the emblem from that time period. Draw back. Take a look at this one from little points of view. 187. The serial number verification is on the dash. Warranty cards. Shipped to Jack Loftus Ford in October of '65. So I'm not sure what carryover edition means, guys. I am going to assume, based on the SCCA rules, it was primed to meet the minimal homologation requirements of 500 units and done as 6. Carroll Shelby center caps on those Kragers. GT350 emblem. So another great car coming over the block here on Friday. And great paperwork. And backseat delete. Getting a lot of attention here on Thursday morning. Move down here and get away from the crowd. We got a Boss 302 here. Of course, these were homologation specials. The factory drag pack, MCA Concours Gold. Stated to be one of the finest W Code drag pack 302s in existence. This has the factory optional race with a sorry. This has the optional factory axle ratio and the oil cooler. So take a look over here. You can see there we go. Boss 302 lettering. Some Marty report in the dash. Some vintage paperwork associated with it. And it's numbers matching drivetrain. It's stated to have a painstaking, no expense spared restoration. So I am assuming that's all NOS parts. But the bottom line is this one is the real deal. I'm not sure where NHRA factored the 302 in drag racing during this time period. I know they factored, the Cobra Jet was only factored at 335 horsepower. And the Z28 actually had sort of a break getting a factory horsepower rating on that as well. So, but anyway, the bottom line is this is a fabulous Boss 302, and I think this is a car that's going to make somebody very happy. And the sun is rising here at Kissimmee. It's now 8:30. We are still looking at Mustangs in the Apex collection, and you know from that grill what this is looking like. And this is a 500 fastback from 1967. The restyling for 67 allowed a big block installation into these cars. The factory offered a 390. Shelby offered a 428 Interceptor. And this one's got the dual 4-barrel carburetors from Holley on it. Le Mans valve covers. Very early example, built on December 14th of 1966, with a lot of unique features on these cars. It's a 4-speed documented in the Shelby registry. There's a copy of the Shelby American invoice. There's a copy of the order. Power steering, power front disc brakes, deluxe Marty report, 10-spoke wheels, polyglass tires. And this is F169. So we'll be going over the block on Friday. Again, wooden steering wheel, 3-spoke, AM push-button radio, 4-speed shifter in black, factory tachometer. This one's got a roll bar in it. Scoops, aero scoops mounted to the cool brakes. Again, that rear lip spoiler that made Shelby so unique. GT500 KR gas cap, special emblem. And a beautiful car, big block from 67. And certainly be a hit here at Kissimmee. Here we've got a 68 GT500. This is a 428 Police Interceptor package. It's a 4-barrel carburetor. Look under the hood, you can see it. The big oval air cleaner, that single 4-barrel Holley. 4-speed transmission, tilt-away steering wheel, power steering, power brakes. Rear seat, nicely restored, candy apple red. Black knit interior. 2-spoke standard steering wheel in there with a wood rim. Center console, Ford shifter, Shelby emblem on the console. Of course, you see the fold down back seat option. Rear mounted radio antenna, rear deck lid spoiler. Alright, well, that does it for the Apex Mustang.